just you.
Hello everybody. I'm sorry about the wind or anything else, any noise. I want to start a vlog for house updates now that it's starting to get warm. Our snow, for the most part, is completely melted. It's like 50, 60 degrees right now. It feels good, to be honest, just a little bit of wind. And it's February, the first week of February. It's actually, I think, the 2nd of February. So it's not very far into the month. We still have the chance of snow in the next couple months, but that's okay. I want to start this vlog off by saying like some updates because we have a few things to update on. First, I want to update on Josh's grass, and two, I just kind of want to update of what's going on right now. He is actually rolling the front yard since all the snow melted for the most part. We had rain come through. It's dried up just a little bit, but then all next week it's going to rain. So he wants to try and do it now to kind of flatten the front yard a little bit, especially since he just got the Duramax stuck and he rutted it up, which is hilarious. And James is following him with his imaginary roller, which is so cute. He's in a Power Wheels Jeep. So I want to update that and then show you guys the backyard a little bit.
Isn't that so cute? How he's just following him like father, like son. And then you can see the tracks where he got stuck. I had to pull him out all the way down there, and we pulled him all the way to right there.
Last time I updated, we had just tore up the grass for the most part, and I think it was before, I think it was actively flurrying, and I kind of showed a little bit of the grass poking through. It was like the teeniest bit. Well, snow does wonders. I mean, of course, it kind of stops everything from growing, but at the same time, there's so much nutrients in everything that comes from the earth. I just want to show you all the grass that we have, and then show you the backyard too.
The sun hardly hits right here, so we still have some terrible snow. We have all the hay and the straw. Like, I think it's hay over here for the most part, straw up here because we ran out. Let me zoom in and show you guys all the little poke through grass. It looks so good. But wait, this doesn't even look as good as the back. All right, I don't know how well you can see it, but look how much more green is back here. It's still so bad, but like, let me zoom in. Look at how much green is everywhere.
I just find it so nice having things starting to grow, and since it's warm right now, everything just feels so good. It feels like a new section of grass, a new section of life right now, and it's so exciting. And also we have some future plans. First off, around here, actually sorry, my bad, around here we want to have that garage built. The plan is to hopefully do it this year. We'll just do the actual building and put gravel down for a year, and then we'll do concrete and stuff. I should have shown y'all when we were back there, but the side door, we need to replace that door because it's not very efficient. We had to tape it up to stop the drafts, and also it's just not in good condition. So we kind of want to get rid of the French doors and then just put like a sliding glass or something down. But that's really all I have to update now. I guess I'll see you in a couple weeks maybe. I don't honestly know. I have an exciting house update. We just went to Menards and they have 11% rebate on everything. We've been there back and forth for the last couple days, but we ended up spending about less than $500. It was very close to $500, but $460-ish on a new door. Let me show you.
So some of y'all know how big our trailer is. This is our 24-foot enclosed trailer. My truck can fit in here, barely. And this is how big the door is. It's going to be replacing our double doors in the living room. It's just a simple, cheap slider, but at the same time, it is going to be so much better than those double doors. So this is the door that we're going to be replacing, this double doors. It's needed a lot of work since we moved in. We never even got to hardly tackle any bit of it until the winter, or actually now that the winter is pretty much over. The only thing we did is Josh put some caulk down here just to try and fill the hole that was there because it was really, really bad and winter was upon us. You can actually see the crack right here, how bad it still technically is. We ended up putting painter's tape and sealed this door for the winter, and then we had it pretty much like off limits, never used it, and we needed to just get rid of it, to be honest. It's a good door if you're trying to do maybe have a door for like a greenhouse or something that's totally outside and you don't have to worry, but for us having a house, we needed to replace this. And look at this. This is the craftsmanship of the house. Not the house like structurally, just like the past owners, the original owners, what they did. I pulled the trim away from the wall using only my hand. You see how this looks down here? The only thing holding this on, besides like the little finishing nails or whatever's actually in there, is just this paint, because this is high gloss paint, so it becomes like almost like a rubber. I don't know why they ever painted high gloss on the walls. Also, they did the ceiling, but we're slowly getting around to fixing, and this is so exciting that we can rip this off and then completely change out this door, not have any issues with it, and also just so it can look a little bit nicer.
Well, we brought in our door and we were going to put it in, change out the doors, but it is thunderstorming. I don't think today we're gonna get to that, but instead we're doing like a spring cleaning while it's thunderstorming and raining just a little bit. It's a complete mess out in the garage. I probably should have shown before we started, but we're deciding to flip a lot of things. Some of the toolboxes were on the opposite wall, which they have 0 outlets on this wall, which is also our living room wall. And then like the deep freeze, we put in the corner instead of where it was before. So we're just going through, kind of cleaning it up, organizing things, also putting shelves. We have more shelves that actually came from the library. When we first moved in, we took a bunch down. So we're gonna use those. We're gonna split them up. I think 2 or 1 is going section over by the toolboxes for more like antifreeze, oil, random things that is more car necessities, car products, let's just say. And then we'll have our 3 or so shelves for detailing, things like that, for washing cars. I feel like it will be so nice to have more space, and every time we rearrange the garage, we love it more and more. And eventually when we build our second garage, we'll have a lot of that stuff out and then over there, and it will always pretty much have one stall open. But I'm just excited because this is one more thing that we're doing, and then our next biggest thing is to tackle the actual door. All right, I want to do almost a final update, but not fully, because we're gonna go get food, of how the garage is looking, and it's still a very big mess. But let me show you guys.
All of this right here is like extra pieces that our owners or the original sellers left, and none of it we can really use or have a need for, so we're pretty much just gonna scrap it, get rid of it. Some of it's been sitting out of the rain. Besides that, we are giving these sleds back to the owners. This is our little detailing section for the most part. This is a little bit of a tote filled with mechanic stuff, but otherwise we have all of our cleaners and stuff organized. This is all the dirty used oil, and this is where the used rags go. Our trash is overfilled. We need to empty this out, but we have broken sleds and a bunch of boxes and stuff. And then this, we're gonna get rid of these last two. Of course, a little pile from sweeping. This is for the most part just stuff that needs to be placed still. This needs to go back in my truck. We got the wagon cover, toys that'll stay out here, sleds that need to go downstairs since it's summertime. This needs to be put back, the jump pack. And then on this side of the garage, we have our deep freeze, and then we have all of our garden type stuff, yard stuff for the most part. And then we get into the tools, which we have not organized these at all. We're going to go get some food and we're running out of time because it's getting very late. But we have done the shelves and stuff. That's all organized. We just have to clean out the toolboxes, rearrange, empty this box. They have a couple tools. And that's pretty much it. I think Josh is going to pull in the Pontiac right now, so next time I update, it might be in here.
Today's the day. Our door is put in, which is so exciting. Our sliding door, it looks good. The light looks really good. We have a few things that we need to do. Josh is running to go get a 2x4 or a inch and like 3/4 by 4, not really. But we have to try and fill up some of the gap because it was just not as wide. It's like a common measurement, so unless we were going custom, and also it was hard to fit it in. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit too tall, but we made it work. And we also have some trim. Let me just turn around and show you guys what I'm talking about.
So currently there's just a gap, so we're gonna fill it with a little bit of wood, some caulk or expanding foam. It just depends on how much space is still left. That's where the 2x4 is going to fit. We're going to take out these ones because they were just random pieces of wood that we had extra. We're also going to trim off some of the drywall so it's flush, like how this is over here. I don't know how much you guys can tell, but this drywall is not flush. I have pretty much like a 1/2 inch. So we are going to trim that off just so it's more flush. Same with up here all around, which is actually okay. And then we already put on like the door handle and then the little stoppers. I just put on the stoppers since they came. I don't like how long they are. They look a little weird. I wish they were like half that size, but I guess because they came with the door, we should do that. We might try and put back this trim just for now, reuse it. It's free. It works. It's not that big of a deal. We're in the process of kind of changing some things in the house, so it doesn't need to look perfect, but we might take a little bit of trim and kind of do like a casing around, so that way it looks so much better and it frames it in a lot more. It looks more finished. But that's a future us thing because we also have to figure out what color trim we want, what type of trim we want.
I'm so excited about this. This is one of our first major actual improvements to the house. This was mainly because when we first moved in, it was October, and then within a few months it was winter time, and we found out that these double doors right here, yeah, they're kind of cool because they open really wide, so moving in our couch and stuff into the living room was really easy. We could just back the trailer up here and load everything in and not have to worry about tilting things. Structurally, they're not very good because since they open, they don't really have like a structural frame in the middle, like a support, and I don't really care much for that because I'm just thinking like break-ins, how easy they are to kick in. I've broken into our back door 2 times because I've accidentally locked myself outside and I was able to break into it. That just tells you that it was not very practical, and on top of it, the drafts from it, I think it was potentially the original door that they had, so the drafts were really, really bad. So that's another reason why we didn't go with a brand new door set up like this. We just went ahead and went with a slider, also because they're a little bit cheaper and just more common for the most part. This is very exciting. I can't wait for future updates. Oh, I guess I could update you guys on the grass too. So I think the last time I updated you guys, the grass was just starting to kind of poke through for the most part. Besides the sandy part, our grass has taken off. Josh's grass is growing and it looks so much better. I'm so excited. Also, it's green now. It's very, very green. In like the last maybe week, it's grown, I guess, 1 inch to 2 or more. I don't know. It's just been growing so much that we might have to mow it here very soon.
Look at all of it. This is the section that has not grown. Sorry about the old door casing. We have yet to clean up just a little bit, but yeah, we have this this section that has a lot of sand. It's not really growing anything, but all of this is grown in. It's like all of this to, I think about right here. You can kind of see because it's patchy and brown. And all of this over here has grown in, besides of course right here, just a little bit, but this doesn't get as much sun as this. And then if we come onto the side, we have all of this now pretty much is grass. There is a few spots, especially right here, that's a little bit bare. Josh is going to go through and do some things with it, maybe add more grass seed. We need to fix this little corner, popped off, chipped off, but otherwise he had to go get this little pad just for now until we actually connect the gutter, dig it, and make it like a little trench under here and come out probably close to the driveway in that little ditch. But it's right now, we had so much rain last night that one, our bridge even flooded, but two, it created like a little tunnel, a valley of stream basically. And then finally we have our flower bed. I thought all of these were not going to grow back, and I have not come in here and actually cleaned anything. So we have clover, wild onions and stuff growing, but these were this big yesterday. They're grown. They've grown so much, and I can't believe how much that this ground is just so nutrient packed. I mean, we do have a bunch of grubs and moles and everything, so I know that the ground is really nice here, but how fast everything truly grows is just so amazing. This tree is technically starting to bloom. This one has already green blooms. The entire front yard is like green now. It's not brown no more. But yes, that's pretty much all I have to update today. For now, I'm just gonna say we got in the door. We worked on that today, and we will eventually probably finish the door, and I'll update on that. Here's a new update. Josh is right now screwing it in. I'm sorry if the TV's too loud, but here's the board. That way it's all even. We cut back the drywall. Alright, I want to do a little update on our door out here. Josh got the trim up. We still have to get off a little bit more of this flashing tape. Note to self, if you use flashing tape, be very careful. It sticks to everything. It's also all over the screen door. We still have a lot to get off here. We worked to get a lot of it off, but there's still like little dots where it oversprayed a lot on the screen. It's okay. It's a work in progress, but I just kind of want to show you the trim work that he did, how it looks right now. It looks so much better than it did. We do need a pressure wash right here where some of the spray foam got stuck on the brick and also the porch, and we couldn't get it up at the time, but this just looks so much better on the outside. And also there's no gaps. We made sure it's sealed, and we are very happy with this. Now let's talk about the trim in here, because we did not reuse this trim. We actually went out and Josh made our own trim, and I want to show you guys up close how good it looks. In the future we will stain it to match our hardwood floors, but look at how good of a job he did. He basically made a casing over here and then put the actual trim up, and then there's this side, and I love how good this looks. I love how good of a job he did, and also how it's wood and not white. Also, since this door wasn't as wide as our double doors, we had this weird, I think like about this big of a gap in between the carpet and then the new door. So Josh wanted a transition piece, just something so we weren't necessarily putting a bunch of dirt down there and or ripping up the carpet, ruining stuff more. So he ended up custom making this little threshold in a way. It's a lot dirty because we've been in and out these last couple days. He even cut it so that it goes around the trim. I think everything looks so good, and I'm so excited to do the rest of the trim in the living room and repaint the walls and just see how much all of this ties in. All right, everybody, I'm gonna use my phone for this clip, actually these next couple clips, because I don't really want to take my camera down to the bridge. But we had just like maybe a week ago some flash flooding, and our creek kind of overflowed over top of our bridge, I do believe, or at least it pushed a lot of debris against the bridge. And later tonight, and then for like pretty much the next week, we are supposed to get a bunch of water. So just in case we want to clean off the bridge, get all that debris away, that way hopefully it doesn't help tear down our bridge, because it's our only way to our house. And so I'm gonna use my phone to record. It's gonna be terrible quality. I'm not really big on my phone's camera. I just don't want to take my nice camera down there. So I'll get a couple clips of us just kind of clearing it. I'll add it into this little house vlog.
Josh got a lot of the heavier stuff or the bigger stuff just out of the way for now. We're gonna cut it up and actually take it away, so there isn't a second chance that this same debris will end up back into the creek. But where he's gonna go up, grab a rake so we can try and clean out more of the debris. We got on the left side of the bridge, technically, as I'm standing, we got that side underneath to basically clear out, which I got a clip of that. So that's now going down to the other bridge all the way over there, which is not our problem necessarily, more so the state. Also, it's a lot bigger, got wider opening, less likely to get clogged like this one. But he's gonna run up there, grab a rake, grab me some muck boots, probably get him some muck boots, and yeah, we did a lot. I'm very happy that he accomplished all this. I didn't really do anything, but I'm very glad that this is done because it's one less stress and worry. Little update, Josh is over here on this section of the creek. We have like a small one next to our drive. He's cleaning out that, trying to recover that culvert that we have. This is what I'm working on. So I'm digging up, I just dug up part of a tarp, and then I have some other things I need to show you. So here's part of the tarp. It was all right here. This. Why? Just a full bag that was cut open, more of a tarp, and don't worry, there's at least one more buried right here. Probably a lot of this moss is that same stuff. Update, it is literally limestone. I think I just unearthed some cicadas that are, I don't know, hibernating? Alright, right there where everything was buried. I think I did a pretty decent job. It's at least cleaned up. I still need to put this on the trailer. There's the other trash we found. Update over here. He's trying to find this side of the culvert. We know where it comes out on the other side, the creek side. And this is pretty much what we cleared out. Find of the day. Best by the 17th of September, 2021. Found a lot of trash, but this one was a more full one. Another day accomplished. But I feel like this week is a great week to kind of update on what's been going on. AKA, we have had a lot of flooding here in like the closest town to us, the closest couple towns. Yesterday, they were not necessarily evacuating unless you wanted to. Today, it's mandatory that the town will evacuate. We are good. We're up on a hill, but we have been keeping up with our bridge since we had the creek, and then also some other things have been flooding, but a lot of roads are shut down. I didn't go to work yesterday, which is kind of great, and I probably won't go to work on Sunday, potentially maybe Monday, because we're still supposed to raise. I think the Licking River is supposed to get to like 42 feet was projected last I heard, if not more. I'm not 100% sure, but it's one of those where the town is flooding where we're close to, and all my routes to work are pretty much shut off, which is fine. So I want to kind of update. Last time I updated, I know we had a little bit of grass growing, a lot more. That's been like the only update to the house. And then the plants, let me just show you with the rain we've had and the nicer-ish weather, like 50s to maybe high 60s, what's been going on.
First, we'll start with the flower bed. Look at how much these have grown. I think last time I showed you guys, they were a couple inches tall. Now we have new stuff spurting. We have not gotten in here and cleaned these out. We have dandelions again. These are so tall. They're becoming little bushes. This tree, and technically also this tree, they blossomed, but then we had a tornado and a lot of the flowers got ripped off, but they still have some flowers. This one's starting to grow a lot more. It has a lot more green on it, and this one down here has a lot of green. I don't remember if this one had green or not on it before, but look at that. Look at how good that looks. All of these dandelions you see here were not there yesterday. Not like this. So in a day, they pretty much sprout and they grow, and they're all over the yard, and we need to technically mow, but since it's been raining nonstop for the last couple days, we can't mow. Alright, it looks so much worse on camera. I don't know why, but on the backyard, all of this that was pretty much just mud is now sprouting. Look at all this grass though. You can see like the line, because it's lime green, and then we have more blue-green grass. Look at all the line, all the grass that has grown in back here. Also, I know this is kind of like junked up a little bit because those bricks are still buried. We have these that are just been over here. We haven't really cleaned up back there yet, but I don't know if I ever showed you. We got a swing set. It was free and we put it together. It needs to be repainted and stuff, but it was free, so we'll take it. Also right here we have these same plants that are growing on the front yard and the front flower bed growing here. Not so much over here. This was a tomato plant when we moved in, but I didn't like how it was on the ground and I technically got rid of it. There is a little bit still growing, but most of this is gone. With the house actually out of the way, let's go down the driveway, show you down there, and more so the creek.
We're back home. We just did a little cruising. We went down to our bridge. Our bridge drains so nicely. Pretty much if it flash floods really bad, like it's raining really heavily, it might go over the bridge. It has just probably about 2 or 3 times since living here since October. Our bridge isn't really the issue, but then we just cruised around some back roads, seen some of the roads, some of the damage, some of the flooding, and then we went down to the actual town. I didn't record that. Josh is gonna go grab our trailer, our 24-foot enclosed trailer, and we're going to unload it and then basically see if maybe we can help people. I'm not gonna record that, to be honest. We're gonna see if there's a little bit of things that maybe we can do since we got the Duramax and we got the trailer, and we're in a very great location technically for the town that we are in because we're up on a ridge or on a hill pretty much, and our only concern is mainly getting out if we ever needed to go somewhere. We do have the road that we live off of that we can go towards the AA, which is really nice, and then the only other thing is that we have to worry about our creek and our bridge down on our driveway. But honestly, we're very lucky. We have food. We shouldn't have our electric go out. We don't have to worry about anything sewage wise or water pretty much because we have extra water if the water goes out since we are on city water, but we also have a bunch of rainwater we can collect, thankfully. But yeah, we're just gonna try and do a couple things. Try and see if we can help maybe some people who are a little less fortunate live closer to the river. And I just won't record that, but I wanted to update. Hello everybody, I'm back with another update, another house update, but this one is actually furniture related, which is very exciting. And for the most part, it's furniture for our bedroom, but there's a few pieces throughout the house, but I'll get to those in a minute. And as much as I absolutely loved my grandmother's bed frame that I've had, I don't know, maybe since I was 10 or 12, I switched it out at home. And then when I moved in with Josh, I eventually brought that back up to us. I think we were in Wisconsin in our 3rd apartment by the time I brought that up. It was a full size, which it's still a full size. We still have the mattress and everything for it, which we'll still be using. We don't have a problem with using a full, but the thing is it's moved so many different places. Sitting out in Vegas, I think it just dried a little bit too much. It's a lot older. It needed to be restained, and also it just started really breaking apart in the last couple of years, and more so when we moved home. All the wood glue is separating. We tried to glue it back when we got into the house, and it's still separating in the spots that we already re-glued. So it's one of those that it needs just a little bit more work, but it's a great guest bedroom, even though we don't have really a guest bedroom, or more so down in the basement. If anybody needs to spend the night, they can spend the night in the basement. A little bit more of a not necessary type bed, and I wanted to keep it, but also our end tables didn't match the wood, and then we had our terrible dresser that we thrifted for like $5 in a Goodwill in Wisconsin. Finally, we are getting rid of that. We have this beautiful bed set that we basically inherited, and don't get me wrong, I love dark woods for one, and also I'm a very big, more so like antique type person. I love the late 1800s, early 1900s look. I mean, mid-century, it's absolutely beautiful. It's a lot easier to find, and also it's kind of more expensive, I'm not gonna lie. So we actually inherited a true mid-century piece. Actually, a lot of this furniture is all from the 50s, and it's also original. His grandmother, they bought them, and they were more of the type of people, once you buy something, you're gonna keep it forever, which I very much appreciate. They took such great care, she took such great care of this furniture. It's in like pristine condition for the most part. There's a few scratches or like random stains. The biggest problem with it is sun damage over the years, more so on the dresser, because you can see where the mirror goes on the back that we haven't put on just yet. You can see how dark the wood originally was, and it's so light. It's almost like a gray natural look, or like, I guess nowadays what a lot of people like is they have natural wood and then they whitewash it, I think is what it's called. It's giving me more of that vibe, which like I said, I'm more of a dark wood, but I think once we get rid of the trim up top, once we paint these walls and actually move on and do more cosmetic to the bedrooms and stuff, I think this wood and this bedroom set would look absolutely beautiful, and I'm so happy, so excited. So let me stop talking about it. Let me actually show you guys what all we got. It's kind of a mess in our room. We started this yesterday, that's when we went and picked it up, and then we started kind of emptying our room out, but then I had to go to work and Josh did a lot of this by himself, and then this morning I woke up and I've been trying to kind of clean, but I figured now's the time to kind of update while we're in the process, and then maybe do an update later on when we're completely cleaned out and everything's in its place. So, but this is for the most part what everything looks like. This is our bed that we have. It's very short compared to the old ones. The headboard isn't even the height of my old footboard. Also, you can barely see it because we have a really tall box spring and then a pretty thick mattress. We can always switch that out later, but we had just bought this for this house. Here's our old end tables. This is how massive, how tall they are, and also how wide they are. And then here's what these look like. They look so good. The wood is just a little bit more light, but like I said, I think if we repaint the walls and fix everything, I think it would look so good. And also, I want to show you guys this real quick. Let me put it more over here where it's not so bright. So this is like a pure white
piece of paper. I know it's not that old technically, but also paper ages very quickly. This is a piece of paper or a pamphlet that I found from a church in the back of one of the end tables. Look at the date on it. October 30th, 1994. And this looks and feels brand new, like they just printed it off last Sunday. Here's what the dresser looks like. I absolutely love how this looks. When I zoom in close, you can kind of see where some of the finish has come off just a little bit, but the knobs are so beautiful. I love how it looks. It's just more personalized. It's sentimental because of who owned it. They kept it in such great condition considering it's from the 50s. So originally, Josh and I were trying to fit this inside of this closet that we have. I took out a bunch of stuff, more so the hunting stuff, and I put in instead the shoes and then some other stuff in the back corner. But we were gonna take all of this down and also take down this rack and maybe just see if the doors would be off and we could just have the dresser with the mirror in here. But it didn't really work out as good. This isn't a traditional style closet, I guess you'd say, or more like the length, which kind of explains why the door, there's always a gap here and along the top. With the closet, we might take down all the doors and also open the walls up to where it's flush. So instead of it looking like a closet, it just looks like you have the bathroom area and then this is actually a closet right here for the hallway. Basically, we'll cut it like here and then it's just like a big opening in the wall and we can eventually either shove the dresser in there and it just looks better, or we can maybe put our bed there. I think the dresser would be best there, and then we could put our TV on there. That's a future option that we have now. So because the other dresser actually has a mirror attached, we decided to use this dresser for the TV. I know it's sideways to the bed. It's a little bit weird, but because of our window placements and we're just still trying to figure stuff out, this is pretty much the setup that we have. There's a little space on the side. I just threw her kennel there because last night she slept in the closet, and then I realized if she starts to stink, she'll probably make our clothes smell, so I don't want her in the closet. But honestly, I don't think this looks bad at all. And also, like I said, with it being pristine condition, look at this. Look at how easy that slides on the track. I've never seen them so old, but also work and function so perfectly. The end tables might have like a few things, like this one for some reason has, I don't know if this is like a stain spill. That's the only thing, imperfection I really see on it, because that's actually a piece of the wood itself. Everything looks so good though. I just feel like our bedroom is going to look so good having finally a matching set, because originally back in like 2020 and or around there, I was supposed to get my grandmother's matching bedroom set, but then it burned up when the house burnt down. So I never got that, which is kind of nice in a way, because as much as I loved that bedroom set, it was more of like the orangey oak. This being mid-century and in such great condition, and also just the color of it, I feel like if we had really bright cream, like muted but also bright cream walls, or like a white, and we fixed the trim, this would be so beautiful in here. And I'm so excited for future updates on this, because I have so many things I want to do. Also with like different curtains. I'm okay with the curtains. This is what came with the house. They're not my favorite. I'd like to replace them, but for now, I think this all looks so good. I'm so happy with this and I'm so thankful. I don't know. I have so many emotions about it. It makes me feel like a big adult to have a truly matching bedroom set, and now we can kind of get rid of maybe these end tables. As much as I love them, I'm thinking about kind of selling them, maybe. They were nice. I liked them, but they're massive. So these are the old floorboards from, I think, the old house. Technically, I use these on the bottom of our bed or my grandma's bed to keep the box spring and stuff up, but this is 2 rails from it. And then we have the actual bed. This all needs to go downstairs. Don't mind the dust up here. We can finally say goodbye to this dresser. It looks good on camera from this angle, but it also tilts very badly because it had water damage, and it was time to get rid of it. Coming into the living room, this is the other piece we got. This is a 56, I think it was. It was December 3rd, 1956, cedar chest, and let me just show you a few things. You press this in to actually open it. It does lock. I don't think we have the key. It's so beautiful. It still smells like cedar. Also, it's got the little pamphlet with it. This is how I knew it was like 50s, because this is the same style or font style as a 55 Pontiac we have. Beautiful. Love this. Don't know how that's still there, but look at it. And then here's some of the other things. I just got a couple cameras as well, but look at how good all of this looks. This is like the most scratched up piece, but I'm hoping that a little bit of mineral oil will kind of take some of this out, but I want some of the scratches to stay in. But we just kind of threw it behind the love seat, one because we don't have anything besides James's toys, I guess. We don't have anything right here where we just put in the sliding door, so it's just a big open area. And he has a bunch of trains that we got him for his birthday and Christmas that I've been thinking about putting in here. Granted, I didn't think about how big this is, so I might do his trains, some blankets, and maybe some board games or something like that. Alright everybody, I want to update the final product of our room, I guess you could say. I think this is what we're pretty much happy with, so we still need to take a few things downstairs, and I have the windows open so there's a nice breeze blowing in. But this is the dresser along with the mirror. I think it looks so good. Then you have the bed situation with the nightstands, and then the stand-up dresser along with our TV. We're gonna just keep Lily over here. It works. She knows where her bed is since she's blind, and also it's more out of the way. This is our entire setup. I feel like it makes our room so big. It makes it super cozy. I love having the matching set, and also I just love how it feels in here. I'm filming on my phone because I forgot to charge my camera, but I have to say we are currently digging up roses, sharons, and also Josh is fixing the trim for the door. It's exciting. Over here, we already got rid of the 3 that were standing up, and then if you walk all the way over here, this still needs to be gotten rid of. Here's another 3, except for this middle one was pretty much dead, so it's in the woods now. Alright everybody, I have a roses sharon bush removal update. Right before I go to work, I'm actually getting ready to head out the door. But let me turn you around. Also, maybe I should give you a grass update since we've been doing, I think, like 50 million of them, because it was the only thing actually happening in this vlog, I felt like, for a while. So let me turn you around, just do a quick once over of the yard. It's a little bit of a mess because I had to leave and I haven't really picked up some stuff. First off, look at all of our grass. It all looks so good. It's so thick and luscious over here, but it's still kind of patchy and we need to fix it a little bit over here. Again, these are getting rid of to family members, roses, sharons. And this is what this is looking like. Don't mind that scrap pile back there. This tree looks so much better. I cleaned it up a lot. Also, I cleaned up along the fence line all of these roses, sharons. This is what you've seen in the other clip. And tonight we're getting rid of all these. Josh is actually going to drop them off to the original owners. This fence will eventually be taken out and we'll probably put something else here, maybe like a wooden fence. But I just think this looks so much better, so much cleaner. It looks way better. This tree looks better. I'm okay with the roses, sharon if it's a tree form and not like all of these little ones. I couldn't dig them up. Our shovel kind of broke. Instead of digging right here up, all these extra ones, I just chopped them. So mainly it's just the main trunk for the roses, sharon tree. I think it looks so much better. So now looking out here, this is what we see. It looks so much better.